After 10 days of testimony and 47 witnesses, jurors have to decide now how an Aurora dentist, whether he's guilty of killing his wife. Thanks for being here at 5. I'm Alexandra Lewis.
I'm Kim Christensen. James Craig is charged with first-degree murder in the poisoning death of his wife, Angela. He's also accused of trying to arrange the murders of witnesses and other crimes. Kevin Vaughn from 9 News Investigates joins us now. Kevin, give us a rundown of the day. We also heard the jury went home.
Yeah, that's where I was going to start, Kim and Alex, was something that happened just in the last couple of minutes. The jurors were released for the day. They'll return at 8:30 tomorrow to continue deliberations. They began the day this morning by listening to the judge read jury instructions. That took about 40 minutes. Then they listened to attorneys from both the prosecution and the defense give closing arguments. That lasted more than 2.5 hours. They finally got the case just a few minutes before 1 o'clock, when the first order of business for them was to eat lunch and choose a foreperson. Since then, they've been in the jury room deliberating. They have not come out to ask any questions, so we don't really have any sense of where they are in the process. Alex and Kim?
So, Kevin, I know this has been going on for weeks. For those that are just kind of tapping in, a little background on James and Angela Craig.
Sure, they were married for 23 years. They had 6 children together. He's a dentist. They had been together since he was in dental school. They were members of the Mormon Church. There was a lot made of their faith, particularly of Angela Craig's faith during testimony. And they also had a lot of marital problems. James Craig, by his own admission, the admission of his attorneys, conducted numerous affairs with other women over the entire course of their marriage.
If there is a guilty verdict here, what kind of sentence is James Craig potentially facing?
Well, the biggest charge he's facing is first-degree murder. If he's convicted of that, he will spend the rest of his life in prison. He will not have the opportunity to even apply for parole. The other charges carry sentences that could range from a few years to decades, and it would just depend on what the jury does. The first-degree murder charge is the big one, and that's the one that his defense put all of their time into in their closing statement.
Understandable. All right. Thank you, Kevin.
Really muggy day around Denver. In fact, the city tied a 17-year dew point record. All that moisture is setting us up for some storms tonight and tomorrow. Our weather impact team tracking all of those changes. Hi, Kathy.
Hi, Alex. A murky and cloudy day with temperatures a whole lot cooler than yesterday when we came close to 100 degrees. We're tracking severe weather along a cold front, which is moving south along the Front Range. A live look at Holyoke, where we've had storms on the eastern plains dropping 1, 2, even 3-inch diameter hail. We're currently 79 degrees here at the 9 News studios. It feels amazing, and the amount of moisture in the atmosphere, as indicated by these dew point numbers, really is something you would see in the Midwest, but it's also fuel for storms that are moving incredibly slowly tonight, dropping 1 and 2 inches of rain. Waiting to see if some of these foothill storms are going to hold together to move into Denver, because right now all the activity is south of us. Castle Rock down to Colorado Springs and Pueblo, east to Lyman and Carville. Multiple flash flood warnings. El Paso County near the town of Fountain, Pueblo County near Pueblo and Colorado City, and then the storms off to the east now dropping 1, 2, even 3-inch diameter hail outside of Agate, Carville, and Lyman. A very active evening of weather with the flood threat increasing tonight and tomorrow. Flood watch out south of Denver through 9 o'clock, but again, we remain under a level 1 of 5 for severe weather threat tonight, and we've got a chance of flooding rain in Denver tomorrow. Timing and impact of all of that will be coming up.
The Colorado Bureau of Investigation is asking for help finding a former deputy that's on the run from child pornography charges. CBI says it's looking for this man. They need information on 28-year-old Jesus Nabellas. He's a former San Miguel County Sheriff's deputy. He's accused of possessing nearly 30 videos of child sex abuse materials. CBI says right now there is no indication that any children in San Miguel County were victims. Nabellas resigned from the sheriff's office last month before the start of the investigation. They believe he's no longer in the country, or in the county, I should say. Anybody who has any information on his location is asked to contact CBI.
We're learning new details about a deadly crash in Aurora this morning. A woman was killed after she was hit by a truck. It happened at Havana and Jewel about 7 this morning. Aurora police say the victim was 72 years old. She was pushing a walker across Jewel on a red light, but was not in the crosswalk. Police say she hit a hole in the road and fell, but a truck made a right turn, hitting her. The woman died at the hospital. Aurora PD says the driver stayed on the scene and is cooperating with the investigation.
A driver convicted in a hit-and-run crash that killed a man and his dog has pleaded guilty in court. Michael Graham told police he had fallen asleep at the wheel when he hit and killed Alberto Butrago and his dog in early April. Investigators say he was speeding near East Wesley Drive and East Caspian Circle when he lost control, jumped the curb, and hit them. Graham said he'd been awake for 38 hours after an overseas trip, and he panicked after the crash. He then turned himself in hours later. He's pleaded guilty to leaving the scene of an accident involving death and careless driving. Sentencing is set for September 29th.
Bicyclists and pedestrian advocates are gathering today to remind officials of the importance of preventing traffic violence. The group plans to honor Alexis Bounce and bring attention to Salih Coach, both cyclists who were hit and killed. Alexis was killed on an unprotected bike lane, a block from her home near Wash Park 6 years ago. Salih died in a hit and run in the area of West 38th Avenue and Tejon Street just last week. Today, community members honored them both with an art installation in Denver. And at 7 tonight, the community will come together again for a few speeches, and they will be there to cruise around Wash Park and back up Marion Parkway.
DIA is making more improvements to its parking lots to try to crack down on crime. Starting Thursday, crews will begin installing 40 new security cameras in the airport's West Economy parking lot. It's part of an effort to improve safety across DIA, following similar upgrades at the Pikes Peak shuttle lot. The work is expected to last through the end of October. Several rows will be closed while crews do this work. DIA says signs will be posted to let drivers know where they can park and where they can't. You can find a full list of those affected rows on DIA's website.
Colorado's tourism office is feeling the pressure as companies report seeing more and more visitors that feel kind of uncertain about travel right now. Last year, our state saw about 95.4 million visitors, which is up a little over 2% from 2023. But based on early data this year, the state's tourism department says the industry is facing an increase in competition and uncertainty caused by the Trump administration's policies. Hotel occupancy is down 2%. Short-term rental occupancy declined 10% during the first quarter of 2025. Travel experts say travelers have started to kind of pull back due to concerns about the economy and household debt.